Welcome to the One Pride Podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And today for the One Pride Podcast, we are sponsored by PrizePicks, the newest sponsor of Chat Sports. I got to love it, folks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They will match your deposit, match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started with PrizePicks right now. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And if you're looking to get more fun on game day, look no further than PrizePicks. How does it work, you ask? Well, here's how it works. You pick up to 2 to 6 players, and if they get more or less than their PrizePicks projections, then guess what, folks? You get 25 times more your money any given entry. On PrizePicks, you aren't competing against other people. It's just you versus the projection available. Instead of battling thousands of other people, including pros and sharks, who study this stuff 24/7, PrizePicks, it takes less than 60 seconds, and you're just going against them, and you get started right away with PrizePicks. Now, my 3 projections I got for this week is Derek Carr. I think he's going to get more than 239.5. Same with Josh Allen, more than 255.5, and more for Joshua Dobbs of only 213.5. That's not a lot at all. I got to say that, folks. So get started right away with PrizePicks right now. It's PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency here at Chat Sports. So code CLNS, that's what you need to use. It's real easy. 4 letters to get $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today. The link will be in the description. I just put it in there. In the comment section for sure. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we got a good one. And I'm going to shout out to the people in here. Antonio Jenkins, Jamie Ward, Vash Starwin, Rusty Shackler. What's up, Rusty? Robin's Nest in the building. My guy, Ozzy Osborne. Oh my God, we got a rock legend in here. Ravens, Big Trust. What's up, Ravens? Appreciate you coming in here. We're definitely going to be talking about your team. You got a damn good team. 9 Drinks, my man 9 Drinks in the building. Lions going to feast on some Ravens this weekend. Dan Hudson, a win is more flex games. First 2, Matt J. Williams with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Matt J. Williams. I appreciate you, bruh. And guess what? Sunday's giveaway, you're going to be part of it. That's what we're doing all week here. If you send some money, we get part of that bad boy to put in there for sure. And that's what it's all about, folks. We got Hurricane in the building, MicroMike Go. Riley Elder, thank you so much, by the way, Hurricane. Steve Lehman, James Rusty, W. Bendoff, unknown to me, and Daniel Foreman, all in the build. We already got 103 people in this bad boy. Amazing, 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 amazing. So, obviously, we're going to be talking about the Ravens and Lions today, and I got to say this. After doing all the research, Bill Collier in the building. What's up, Bill, man? I haven't heard from you in a minute. Nice seeing you here. This, to me, is the hardest game that we've played so far, including against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is the hardest game. The Baltimore Ravens are sneaky, sneaky good. Why? Because their defense is top 5 in every statistical category. And they've had injuries. That means they got a hell of a depth and great squad over there. And it is similar to the Buccaneers, but they're better than the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers got a damn good defense. So we're going to be talking about that. And what's awesome about this game, I think what makes this game really good, it's strength versus strength. This is literally, like when I think of the X-Men, I think of the Juggernaut versus Colossus. Okay, that's what I got going on here. Strength versus strength. 2 big guys colliding. Who's going to win at the end? Now, if you watch Deadpool 2, I don't think it's going to be like that, all right? I don't think heads and butts and all weird stuff. With that said, it is strength for strength. 2 juggernaut heavyweights fighting it out. And I tell you what, if the Ravens keep playing defense like this, they could be sneaky good for a Super Bowl. FYI, if that offense can start to gel a little bit more, and I think they'll just like a lot of offenses right now, I think in the NFL, they're slow to start a little bit unless you're elite, right, like the Detroit Lions or other elite. They'll get there, but that defense is freaking sick, and when you got a good defense, obviously you can make a run. The Detroit Lions got a great defense. That's why we're 5-1. Defenses, I tell you what, they win you championships. They do. And you can travel and you can play anywhere when you got a defense. So both teams are sporting really good defenses, and it's going to be a fun game. Win or lose, it's going to be a fun game. And generally speaking, I've been saying this is a must-win game, must-win game, must-win game. I've been saying that all year. I don't think this is a must-win game. This is a want-to-win game. If the Lions lose, since you beat the Buccaneers, that gave you a nice little hold because you're going to go against the Raiders. You're going to win that game, right? The Lions are going to be heavy favorites. The Chargers, the Lions are going to be heavy favorites. 2 times against the Chicago Bears, 2 times against the Minnesota Vikings, home against the Packers, home against the Denver Broncos. The Lions can afford to lose a game, but I do not want to lose a game. Don't get me wrong. And it's an AFC opponent. But it's going to be a hell of a fun game. Really good game. So, Chrome into building. What is going on, bro? Every week people think that the Lions opponents are going to destroy us. Well, of course, right? It's their fan base. Everybody wants their fans, and we've been hearing it that every week that we're going to get destroyed. We've heard that all year long. We've heard that. Now, I don't think we're going to get destroyed. I think this is going to be a close game. This is not going to be like a blowout, in my opinion. I don't believe we're going to get more than, or double up on these guys. The defense is just, unless they somehow melt down with turnovers, something like that. If they play sound, it's going to be a really close game. Okay, I think it's going to be one of those games. And I do believe if you have an opportunity to get field goal, I think we should do that. It's going to be like these guys are really good defensively. And so we're going to go through the stats really quick here. Let's start with the Baltimore Ravens defense versus the Lions offense. This is how good they are, okay? Points allowed per game for the Ravens is 15.2. That is damn good, 4th in the NFL. The Detroit Lions, though, are putting up 28 points per game. That's 4th in the NFL. So you got literally 4th versus 4th. You got a damn good defense that don't allow points, and you got a damn good offense that's putting up points. Okay? Strength versus strength. Yards allowed per game for the Baltimore Ravens, 260.8, 2nd in the NFL. Total yards per game for the Detroit Lions, 3.8, 4th in the NFL. Strength versus strength. Passing yards per game, the Lions, 259.5, 5th. Passing yards allowed for their defense, 163.2. Strength versus strength. Rushing yards per game, Lions are 124.2, 9th. Rushing yards per game, 97.7, 10th. Strength versus strength. Turnovers, Lions +2, -1 for the Ravens. Isn't that crazy? Like, you look at that, it's literally like the equal versus each other. So that's awesome. That's crazy. I think this is going to be the hardest defense we play all year. Right here. The Ravens defense, to me, is the hardest defense the Lions going to play all year long. I think they're better than the Dallas Cowboys defense, who we faced the second to the last game of the year. I think they're better than the Buccaneers defense, which is top 10 in all statistical categories. This is, besides the playoff run, this is going to be the hardest defense the Lions play all year. It is. Now you look at the opposite, right? You look at the Lions defense versus the Ravens offense. Points allowed per game. Oh, that's it. That's not correct. That's not correct. The Lions information here is not correct. I will give you their Lions defense is not correct. Let me give you the correct number for the Lions defense. 18.8 points allowed per game. That's 9th in the NFL. Okay, so the Lions are allowing 9 points per game, 16th, 22.2 for the Ravens offense. Yards allowed per game for the Lions defense, 285.8. That's 7th. Total yards per game is 339.2. That's 11th. Strength for strength. Passing yards per game for the Lions defense is 221.2, 18th. Passing yards per game, it's not their strength. They're 194.3, 24th. Rushing, they're the 5th best rushing team in the NFL, and we know this. The Detroit Lions are the number 1 rush defense in the NFL at 64.7. Strength versus strength. Great. This is a great matchup. You know, they should have flexed this to Sunday Night Football. This is the game they should have flexed, because this is a game that's very rare, in my opinion, where you have two teams, like one defense and category that's top going against the same opposite. So this is ridiculous. Okay, it's a good game. And the Ravens are favored by 3. But guess what? When you're on the road, it's generally given 3 points. So what Vegas is saying is these teams are damn near identical, and it can go any way. It can go any way. That's what that means. So what a game, right? This is not a blowout. This is not a garbage time. This is ridiculous. And last time we played the Ravens, it came down to a big-ass field goal. We all know it was the field goal that tore my soul out of my body. Okay, so it was a close game. It was a close game. What's up? Hi, I'm Mike. What up? What up, man? What up, man? We're going to take your questions here in about 20 minutes. We'll do the mailbag segment sponsored by PrizePicks. So we're going to do that. Get in there. And have some fun. Players the Lions got to watch for. And I think we all know the first guy on the list here that we need to pay attention to. We already know this, right? It's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. He is their offensive threat. Now, they got great wide receivers. They actually do. And, folks, their wide receivers are not bums, okay? Zay Flowers, damn good rookie right now, okay? He's fast. They got Odel Beckham Jr. He gets open. We know who he is. And Rashad Bateman, who I think is going to be available for this game, who's damn good. So we're going up against a pretty good wide receiver core. Now, the Lions secondary is damn good. They're pretty good. You got, obviously, Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, and Brian Branch is going to be playing in this game. So I think we match well with the wide receivers. I think we're going to stop the run game via running back. The thing we got to watch for is that the Lamar Jackson run, the extended play, the mobile quarterback. So I think we got to play like we have been playing against Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. This is the best, in my opinion, mobile quarterback in the NFL. So obviously he's more talented than them running the football. But that's the type of game we got to play here, not let him consistently get first downs on third downs. So not necessarily we have to sack the guy, but we can't allow him to get on the outside or even in the middle and run down, the middle of the field when all the linebackers are covered and he gains 50 yards or something like that. So that's what our defense has got to prepare for is Lamar Jackson. That's the number one threat for the Lions. What do they got to prepare for the defense? Well, their whole damn defense is good. Okay, there is no weakness on this defense. It's good defense. It is. And it's something that we got to realize here, right? It's a really good defense. So who do you guys got winning the game? Put L for Lions, R for Ravens in the comment section right now. So let's do a quick poll. We got 207 in the building. We got 50 likes. Let's do a quick poll. I'm not going to give you my answer, right, until I do my prediction part. So I'm going to keep it a little bit raw here. Today or tomorrow, I'll be on ESPN Radio with The Huge Show talking about this game, too, as well. So I'll tell you, I go on social media, and I'll let you know what time I do that. I do that every week, a couple times a week, so you're ready for that. So Lisa says Lions. Hayden says Lions. Lions, Daniel. Ravens Big Trust says, I'm done talking. I appreciate you coming in, Ravens fan. Amanda says Lions. And Josh, Lions. Henry says Ravens, Lions, Ravens, Lions, Ravens by I Want. Lions, 28-21. Lions there. Terrell Miller. And I appreciate you, Ravens fans in here. You guys have been, besides one troll, you guys have been pretty good all damn week, so I appreciate you guys. I think you're kind of like a humbled fan base as well, because you hear about other teams like the Steelers or the Cleveland Browns. They talk more about the Ravens. I just seen a segment today like who's got more to prove, Jared Goff or Lamar Jackson. I think you guys are pretty much a humble fan base, so it's good to see that. So I appreciate you guys. Not as cocky. Now everyone gets a troll in their fan base. We had that on Tuesday, but I appreciate you guys. You've been pretty low key in how you guys are talking and stuff. So see, so a lot of Lions in here. Obviously, there's gonna be more Lions because it's Lions fans, but we got like 9 drinks, 34-17 Lions, right? So 18-14 a close game from Christopher Lyons. 28-14 Lions by Devin Davis. 33-24 and Lions will win by Daniel Foreman. Josh Jackson, my 3 favorite teams in order. Oh my God, the Falcon Slappy was something else. Yeah, some of the individuals out there, you're like, what, man? Lions, Steelers, Ravens. Well, damn, you got you're in a slugfest of a team, Josh Jackson. You like those meat grind teams right there. That's what that is. They are physical. He says 36-0. That would be the biggest shock of all time. I don't see that happening. I love my Lions. 17-14 Ravens. Jonathan Anton in a very close game, and I think it could be a game like that where it doesn't even get to 20. It's very possible. Lions 28-17. J-Mo 2 touchdowns. J-Mo is someone we got to talk about too, because ever since he got that touchdown, and that's something that Ravens fans out there you got to pay attention to. So last week, Lions, Jameson Williams scored a big touchdown. He got past the defense, and ever since they did that, the Ravens changed their defense, and it was opening up the Lions wide receivers. So you guys got to count for Jameson Williams, because if you don't, he will get past the defense, and he can make some big-ass plays. But if you do double up on him or leave a safety over the top, it's going to open up the middle of the field. The Lions got wide receivers galore that can catch everything. This Lions offense, Ravens fans, is really good. Now, you're going to look at the names and be like, who's a Khalif Raymond? Khalif Raymond is a speedy receiver that gets open and catches everything, okay? Make no mistake about it. Just because we don't have big names, they all play big, okay? Josh Reynolds, our number 2. This guy catches everything, one-handed catches. He's always open, and he catches anything that touches an air, and he catches. Okay, St. Brown, you already know, is really good. He catches everything. Laporta, Lions tight end, is really good. So we got a lot of weapons, and that's what is frustrating a lot of teams that we're playing, is every freaking weapon that we got is good, and they play really well. So, and we block really well for the Lions run game. The receivers block really well. So make no mistake, if you don't hear the names, it doesn't mean they're not good. It means they're all underrated. Okay, the Lions wide receivers are underrated big time. Branch playing this week, yes. So let's go ahead and get into the injury report really quick. And this is going to change today, right? So the Lions, we'll know by 4 p.m. Who practiced for today. So we're going over yesterday's injury report. Okay, Jonah Jackson yesterday did not practice. Ankle, still dealing with that ankle injury. Don't know if he can play. I'm starting to think he can, but I don't know. All right, so that's something we're waiting on. David Montgomery, he did not practice. He's not going to be playing in this game. Okay, so they're not going to have David Montgomery. A new player that came on this list, and it's very concerning to me because of the injury, that's Craig Reynolds. Hamstring toe, no practice. So if the Lions don't have Craig Reynolds in this game, it's going to be quite difficult because you already lost David Montgomery. So those are the bad news. Let's get to the great news. Brian Branch, limited practice. I think he plays. Jahmyr Gibbs, limited practice. He's going to play. Sam Laporta, we know he's going to play. He's just limited. James Mitchell, limited practice. I think he'll be available. Joshua Pascal, limited practice. I don't know if he plays just because they may slow roll it, but he's almost there. And Frank Ragnow as well. The Lions are starting to get healthy now. The bye week is going to be great. We had like the perfect time for the bye week. So the Lions are coming back. So I do think Brian Branch plays, and that's a giant boost for the Lions defense, which is already good. That's very good news. Huge. Now, if you don't know, Ravens fans, while you're listening, Brian Branch may be the best defensive player on this team. He is really good. Really, really good. Okay, you hear about Aidan Hutchinson. You may not be knowing that Brian Branch, to me, is probably the best defensive player on this team. This guy is everywhere. He's sideline to sideline. He's physical. He catches interceptions. The dude is a beast. Great in the run game, can take you down on a blitz as well. He plays safety, cornerback, and linebacker. The guy is a stud. And it looks like he's playing. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be playing in this game. The problem, though, is if you don't have Craig Reynolds, you're putting all the pressure on Jahmyr Gibbs, especially coming back from an injury. I don't know if that's ideal. I don't know if that's ideal. I think you would like to have somebody else that can help out. So let's go ahead and get into some rumors, some trade rumors. And I heard this one here, and I want to hear from you guys. We're going to get to your questions here in about 10 minutes. Mike, will Gibbs get a touchdown? Ozzy Osbourne, I say yes in this game. Because Craig Reynolds, we don't know the status of him. I don't know the status. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. Because Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be playing, and I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. Devin Ozigbo, you're correct, Brian Moole. But who do you trust more, right? Do you trust Craig Reynolds more and that's, given the Jahmyr Gibbs a break, or do you trust Devin Ozigbo more? And Mo Ibrahim, you're right, Dan. I trust Craig Reynolds more. I have more trust in Craig Reynolds. So hopefully he can play. We don't know the extent of the injury, but the word hamstring scares the hell out of me because hamstring generally is a multi-week thing. But we are getting healthy. We just got to get through this game. This game is the one game that you got to get through, right? I think we're going to squash the Raiders. I'm going to just keep it 100. At home Monday night, I think we'll beat them by double digits. Okay, but this is a different team. This is a good team. So it's going to be a little bit different. So let's get into some rumors. Let's go ahead and get to 100 likes, folks. 29 more likes. We get to 100. We do that. We're getting to an ultra combo. Smash that like button, folks. It does help out for sure. Smash that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. We'll do that and continue to grow. We got 316 in the building already. Thank you so much, man. You guys are outstanding. So I was listening to Detroit Lions podcast. Make sure you subscribe to their channel, by the way. That's Chris and Riz. They had Sandman on there last night. Those guys are awesome. I hung out with them last year. Real cool people. Subscribe to Detroit Lions podcast. They're talking about, should the Detroit Lions trade for Derrick Henry? You all know I absolutely love Derrick Henry. And apparently he is on the trade market, right? Tennessee's a sucky team. He's 30 years old. Could you imagine Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Craig Reynolds on the same team? Could you imagine that? Holy God. That is a ridiculous run game. To get him, they're thinking like a fourth-round pick. Fourth-round pick? Now I'm going to put this to you. The Lions got their draft picks this upcoming year. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no effing way every single draft pick the Lions draft in this upcoming draft is going to make this team. The depth is too good right now. Remember, that is part of this strategy here. If you have these draft picks, do you want to draft a player that doesn't make the team? Okay, so when you have depth like this right now for the Lions, some of these guys are not making the team. So that's part of the strategy. I don't want the Lions to draft a player and then they doesn't make the team. It's a wasted draft pick. So yes, that's what they were saying, Ryan Mole. Fourth-round draft pick. For a fourth-round draft pick, that guarantees you a physical running back that consistently can pound the football behind this offensive line. I'd do it for a fourth. F yeah. Is he at the end of his career? Yeah, but we're talking about a fourth-round pick. Who gives a S? We have Broderick Martin right now as a third-round pick that's yet to play a game. Right? We got Colby Sorsdale. He played one time. It was like the fourth string. So I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. So that's what they put out, and I'm going to say if that really is what it is, I would consider it. Derrick Henry, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Okay? Detroit Lions podcast over there with Riz, Chris, and Sandman. All right? So for that, F yeah. F yeah. Would I do it for a second? No. Not going to do it for a second-round pick. Okay, the second-round pick will make this team next year, and you look at our second-round picks that we got this last year, we're talking about 2 fundamental players. I'm not doing it for a second-round pick. Those can be solid foundational pieces for this football team, but a 4th-round pick? Yeah. Yeah. Now they're saying on ESPN that there's a lot of players that are frustrated. Devontae Adams over there for the Vegas Raiders. The Lions got really good wide receivers. You know, I think the only one you wonder about is Marvin Jones, but he's catching the passes. So it's like, I don't really think the Lions need a wide receiver unless there is an injury. And you'd have to give up, I think, a lot to get a Devontae Adams, and I'm not wanting to do that. Okay, he is a good wide receiver, but there's other teams out there that probably need a wide receiver more that would outbid the Lions. Like, there's teams out there that you'd be like, okay, they would probably give up a little bit more because they need it more, for sure. Edge rusher. I love Danielle Hunter. I think that could be a target for the Detroit Lions, a legit target. You get another weapon on that defensive line. And this guy is good. If you watch Danielle Hunter, he is extremely underrated pass rusher. I watched him last week, and I was like, like if you had that bad boy opposite of Aidan, sky's the limit. So that's another person. I know a lot of people wanted to do about the edge rusher over there, who we all like over there for the Washington Commanders, Chase Young. I don't know if they actually would trade him to any team unless they, 2 games left before the trade deadline. If they go 0-2, maybe they would trade him. But they're close, and they're in a difficult division, so that's something else. Oh, shoot, we just got under 100 likes.
Ultra Combo Breaker! Ultra Combo Breaker!
Thank you so much, folks. Getting over 100 likes. That is awesome. Appreciate you guys. I think Young is too injury prone. He's not this year, Glenn. And I think he's 5th in total pressures right now in the NFL. I think number 2 right now is Aidan Hutchinson. So imagine having 2 of the top 5, because that's something that you got to think about. I don't know if that's a move they would make. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I've heard that they've made phone calls, but every team makes phone calls. I haven't heard that anything legit about it, right? Mike Evans was a player that we heard about way before the Buccaneers are starting to get good. I don't think at all it's an option now because the Buccaneers are they're on top of their division. Why would they do that when you're on top of your division? I think a lot of people would be pretty pissed off over there for Tampa Bay. You know, if they're 1-5, it's different. But so I don't think – you just got to look at the teams that suck. Denver Broncos, they're in all-sell mode. So that's a team that could sell. Now, I would like Patrick Surtain, but it's going to cost a S-ton, and I don't think they're willing to give up that. Go get Ziggy Ansah, you're crazy as hell. He's not even in the NFL anymore, is he? I know that Amir Abdullah is still in the NFL. I think he's actually part of the Raiders. Brian Burns, Don 19, Don Stradamus. He is another target that you hear about. That could be an option too, and he'd look really good opposite of Aidan Hutchinson. But I'm not going to lie, of all the players defensively, I think Danielle Hunter is the best one because you're removing him from an NFC North rival. He's still damn good. He's underrated, and I don't think it's going to cost as much. He doesn't cost as much. Folks, it is time for the mailbag segment. So if you got questions, I potentially have answers. This mailbag segment is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks.com to get a $100 match up to your bonus there. CLNS code CLNS. You put that in there and make some money, folks. That's what it's all about. I like making money, and it's better going to a casino and then doing a lottery ticket. It is way better. Way better. Okay. So if you got questions, if you're new to the channel, you put hashtag something, whatever it is, it catches my attention, and I put it up here. If I miss your question, folks, there's 407 in the building. I'm going to miss it, so you just copy and paste it. That's all you got to do, and I'll come back with it. for sure. Swift asked for a trade. Yep, he did. Of what I heard from here from the Lions, he did. Yep. What is the key matchup you're looking for? Lions #1 rush defense versus the Baltimore Ravens top 5 rush offense. So strength versus strength. Literally, the whole team is like the complete opposite. Okay, and they're very strong teams, so it's going to be a great game for sure. Oh, before I get to the questions, I'm going to give you my prediction really quick here. I think it's going to be a really close game. It's going to be the hardest game, I think, for the Lions this year. I have the Lions winning 23-21 in a close game. That's what I got. So that is my prediction. Very close. Who in the Ravens offense or defense scares you? Lamar Jackson. That's got to be who scares me. He scares me. Because when he gets in the open field, he runs. It scares the hell out of me. It gives me some nightmares. It does. I look too at another player, Justin Matabuke, 4.5 sacks, defensive tackle. He scares me. He does. Zay Flowers, the young, fast, speedy receiver, he's going to give you some headaches as well. But look, man, their team is damn good all around. If I miss your question, just keep putting it in there. Okay. I'm going to miss it, so just copy and paste. Hashtag FGB. Who should the Lions trade for, and when will it happen? Who should the Lions trade for? Like I said, I think I don't know if it's going to happen. I couldn't tell you. But on offense, I would love Derrick Henry for a 4th-round pick. That's what Detroit Lions podcast are talking about. Danielle Hunter, I think, would be great, the edge rusher. So if you're going to go something like that, that'd be awesome. Now that we have 5-1, what is your end of the season record? Give me one more game after this Ravens game. But I think they get above 12 wins. I had them getting 11 wins before the season start. Now I got 12. If they beat the Ravens, you can go up to 13. Go up to 13. But they're going to be favored in every single match after this game. Every single one. Lions have the easiest schedule after this week in the NFL. They got the Raiders, the Denver Broncos, the Chargers, 2 times with the Bears, 2 times the Vikings, with the Packers at home and the Denver Broncos. They're going to smash those teams. The Chargers' defense was booty cheeks, man. Lions' offense is going to expose them. And then their offensive line was butt. So I think that's what's going to happen here. Is it Lamar touchdown or turnover ratio 5-3? That's passing game. It's different when him rushing. Okay, remember he's a dual threat quarterback. This guy does use his legs, and he's getting better, I think, throwing the football. If the Lions were to trade a player away, who would you be okay with them trading away? Damn, I'm not okay right now with them trading players away. I'm going to keep it 100. Only if we're going to get a player. When you're in a position right now where the Detroit Lions are 5-1, I don't want to lose talent. I don't want to. This is not a situation, you know what, let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Unless you're getting a player in it for a trade. Because we are now in win mode. This is not build mode. This is win mode, and I don't want to lose wins. This won't happen. Imagine Max Crosby and Lions. That would be epic. It's not going to happen, I don't think. That would be epic, right? Can I have your autograph? Oh, yeah, you can't have my autograph. You can't have my autograph. Oh, my God. Which team do you want to face, at least in the playoffs as of now? Who would I want to face? Oh, well, it depends where the Lions are seeding, right? So if the Lions were to get the #1 seed, you're going to get the worst team that comes to them after the bye week. The #2 seed, you would be getting the #7 seed. So I think that would be the Atlanta Falcons. If you're the #3 seed, would it be the Cowboys maybe? I'm not 100% sure. I would rather face the Atlanta Falcons than Cowboys. Because we actually faced the Cowboys the second to the last game of the year. So if you were to face them, you would face them again just 2 weeks later. So I'd rather have something different there. What's other teams out there? The Rams? Wouldn't you love to face Matthew Stafford? No, actually, I don't want to face Matthew Stafford. I really don't want to. It'd be definitely storyline after storyline, but I don't want to face, because we've seen Matthew Stafford do comebacks. That's the damn last thing I want to do. Oh, man. How many Pro Bowlers do you think that we have on our team? Ooh, great question there. Penei Sewell should definitely be a Pro Bowler. Absolutely no doubt about it. So we're going to go Penei Sewell. Jared Goff is a Pro Bowler. Hell, he's in the MVP race right now. St. Brown's a Pro Bowler. We know that. Aidan Hutchinson, I think, is a Pro Bowler. And if Brian Branch can come back and stay healthy the rest of the year, he's a Pro Bowler. You could put Jack Fox in there as a punter, but the Lions don't punt as much, so he probably won't get it. But he's a Pro Bowl talent. But we just don't punt that much because we're always going for it on fourth down. Okay, let's see. Do we bring back C.J. Gardner-Johnson next season? Look, I would like to, Jason. I just don't know if they're going to. It depends who. You know, we got to re-sign Jared Goff. So that's going to cost a pretty penny. Then you got to think about Penei Sewell's coming up and St. Brown's coming up. I don't know. I would like to. I don't know if they do it. And then you got Brian Branch, who's emerging, who's kind of that role. I would like to. I just don't know what his asking price is. I don't know. If it's too much, then, we just can't do it because we have to pay our own guys that we drafted. We do. We got to put, but I want him back. Make no mistake about it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, if you're listening to this, because I know you listen to a lot, we love you here in Detroit. I love the way you talk. I love the way that you made this defense feisty. I like that you don't back down from nobody. I love you here, man. So we Lions fans, we want you to come back. We want you to come back here. What I'm hearing, Tars, is yes, he's on the trade block. Yes. Don't know if it happens. You don't know, but he's on the trade block. That's what I'm hearing. But remember, there's other teams that could trade for him, right? The Baltimore Ravens, they lost their running back for the season, so that could be a team that's looking for him as well, and it makes sense, right? Which is the best way to defend the Ravens? All out stopping the run. I think that's the best way to do it. And when I mean stopping the run, I mean Lamar Jackson as well. It's not just a run game like running back, but force him to pass the football. That's the best thing. Look, he's gonna throw passes that are good, and that's gonna happen. But if you allow him to just run free and extend plays, you're gonna lose the game. So it's a good team. So you got to be able to stop something. That's what we've been doing all years, right? We're stopping the run. We're forcing teams to throw. And, yes, we're getting some passes put down on us, but at the same time, we're beating teams too, so it's working. Do you think Brad Holmes stays out because he likes his picks, or does he make a move for somebody? It's possible for both. But you got to understand, it's what I've been saying out to Jenkins, is there's no effing way all the Lions draft picks that we draft in 2024 is making this team because of the depth. And he knows this. He's not an idiot. So that is another thing. Now, they could use the draft picks, right, to move up in the draft. Like, you know what? Look, we don't need this fifth-round pick. We can move up a little bit. And that's a way to use some of this capital to make sure that you're getting the best for your gain. But another way is to make a trade for the trade deadline. We got the cap space to do it. There's a reason why we got all this cap space. And if you are going in there 7-1 or 7-1 right before the trade deadline, and there's one piece you think that could take the Lions to that number one seed, and make no mistake about it, if the Lions defeat the Ravens, the Lions will be 7-1 because I do believe they beat the Raiders. And the Lions are on track to the number one seed, period. The 49ers schedule is not easy. The Eagles schedule is not easy. The Lions schedule is cake. It's cake. We're going to be favored in every game. So, hell yeah. And if you get home field throughout the playoffs in Detroit, no team wants to come to Detroit with that crowd. It would be absolutely nuts. So that is like legitimately, if the Lions beat the Ravens, they're on track for the number one seed. And at that point, even if we lose the game, we're still on track for that number one seed. Okay, because this Lions schedule is extremely easy afterwards. It is like holy crap, you're going against all these bad teams. It's like the whole top 10 of the draft. So, for sure. Laporta should have a great game. They do got great linebacker play. God, they got great linebacker play. But that's another player who Jared Goff will be looking at, right, is Laporta. And he's feeling better. Last week, look, he was banged up, calf. He's limited in practice. He's feeling much better this week. I think that is a part of the reasons why he had some issues last week. He's banged up. And remember, Jared Goff targeted him 11 times. That's a lot of damn targets. And so he's going to get targeted for sure. He's a mismatch for anyone in the NFL. He is a wide receiver tight end. This dude is just... And look, Laporta is freaking amazing, man. He should be considered for Pro Bowl too. FYI, since he's leading all tight ends right now in receiving yards. If Goff signs a long-tier contract here, Hooker is dealt? No, not at all. What's the value? He's an older rookie. His value is he'll be our backup quarterback on a cheap deal. Teddy Bridgewater want to come back. Hendon Hooker would be our backup. It's a great backup to have. A rookie deal? Who's had plenty starts? It's a win-win. Super chat. Hell yeah.
Ultra Combo!
Mike McCall is a real one. Thank you so much, my man, Mike McCall, and you're put in for the giveaway on Sunday. Lions versus Baltimore Ravens. We'll be live for that game, play-by-play commentary. It's going to be epic. $20 from my guy, Mike McCall, hashtag FGB. Mike, don't you think that when Houston and Pascal come back, we will be good at defensive line? I do. I still think their backup defensive back is the best option if we had to protect from injury. No, I agree with you. Look, if they want to get a backup corner, I totally get it. Like, if you were to lose Sutton, that would be a major hit to the Lions. So I'm with you. And Joshua Pascal could be back this week. Houston's getting closer too. And it's great. Like I said, I think the Lions are going to be so happy when this bye week, like the bye week is the perfect time. A lot of people's going to come back after that. And then you're going against easy teams. It is just a good thing for the Lions to have that bye week right after the Raiders game. But you're right. I do think the defensive line is better. But he's not the greatest edge rusher in the world, right? You're looking to get a guy that can kind of match Hutch, and that would be more of a Danielle Hunter, a Chase Young, a Crosby, even though I don't think you're going to get the latter two, right? I think Danielle Hunter potentially definitely could be dealt. What can seriously be done for Laporta and JMO to decrease jobs? Well, Laporta was injured. That's one thing. Jamison Williams, he just needs reps. Folks, he barely has any reps. I keep saying this. Just give him time. He's getting better. It's going to take a little bit of time. It took DJ Chark half a season. He was booty cheeks for the first half of last season. Second half, he was great. Same with Jamison Williams. Just going to take a little bit of time. So, to get on the same page. Reps. Laporta is just health, right? He was banged up. So, it's going to happen, folks. When you're banged up, you're not going to play the greatest in the world. I mean, these guys are playing hurt, and, you know, that's why you need a bye week. They're taking hits. And for sure, so it's just time. For him. Reps for the other one. Let's see, Caleb Williams talk. And Rodgers about part ownership can be done because the value of the ownership changes, so salary cap and draft slots won't allow for this, correct? Talk. Caleb Williams talk and Rodgers. I don't know what the question is. Are you talking about, like, I don't know what the question, and I'm not being mean at all. I don't know really what he's asking, so if you can make it a little better one. Lions' final win-loss. Oh, man, this is difficult because, first off, what if the Lions have everything locked up, at least for the NFC North? We got 4 or 5 games to go, right? So maybe the last game they may have everything locked up by the last game. Maybe they already have the number 1 seed locked up or something like that. And they're not playing for anything, so that could be a loss just because they're resting players. So it's hard to tell, but 12-13 wins, I think, is possible, for sure possible. Trade for Patrick Surtain, lock him up next for use. Look, he's still on his rookie deal for a couple years. So, look, that's why he's so good. He's a damn good corner, and he's still young on a rookie deal. And I'd definitely give a first-round pick to give him. Because he's young. He's not old. He's super young. And the Lions going to have a late first-round pick. So I would do that. I don't know if the Broncos would give him up because he's a foundational piece. And it's hard to find a young corner in the NFL. Like, it's really difficult. We've seen this, right? It takes a long time to get a guy. We had to go in free agency to get Cam Sutton. We had Darius Slay before that. It's difficult to find a good cornerback, a good young one. So they may not want to give him up at all. They may be like, you know what? If you want him, he's going to be a couple first-round picks. And to me, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to give up 2 first-round picks, the future of this team, for one player. Not going to do it. Because we know Brad Holmes can draft. We know he can. So, look, if our draft records suck balls, it's different, but our draft record is really, really good. So, I don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul. I heard that if Vikings trade Cousins, they want Bridgewater. They're not going to trade Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins got a no-trade clause. What team would trade for him right now? Maybe the Indianapolis Colts, right? That looks like their rookie quarterback is done. The Jets are not doing. Zach Wilson's playing a little bit better. It's really difficult to trade a quarterback mid-season because they're the quarterback. So I don't really see him getting traded. I think they may trade other players, but I don't know if a team would trade for him. Unless a playoff team lost a quarterback. Say Brock Purdy went down for the year this Sunday. Then I could see a situation like that happening where it's different. The Falcons, okay, you're right, Rocky Watts. But Desmond Ridder has played a little bit better. So I think you'd have to see if a starting quarterback went down. That would be really it. Why aren't they using Antoine Green a lot? He has 1 reception. Because everybody's playing well. Who wide receiver is not playing well right now? Even Marvin Jones is catching everything that's gone his way. He started out rough, but he's making catches. St. Brown, you're not going to remove him. Josh Reynolds, you're not going to remove him. Khalif Raymond, you're not going to remove him. Jamison Williams, you're not going to remove him. Marvin Jones, you're not going to remove him. They're all making plays. So that's why he's not playing. That's why he's not playing. He's just playing good. Like, now look, if Marvin Jones was playing like he did the first couple weeks and he's still making drops, I could for sure see Green getting in there, but he's now making catches. So it's like, is it just good? Is it just good offense? Tom Kennedy, we don't need another receiver. Look, you got Antoine Green, just like the guy was saying. Like, if we lose Marvin Jones, okay, put in Green there. Like, I just think the depth is so damn good. I mean, that's what we're seeing here is even when St. Brown went down, people stepped up. So it's just like the depth is so good that it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult. Levi is healthy. He's just been playing bad. I don't think he's been playing bad. I think he's playing okay. And look, he's playing way better than I thought he would. I didn't think he'd be on this team with his back injury. We just got some really good players, right? Isaiah Buggs is playing well. And Lee McNeil is playing well. John Kaminsky is playing well. I mean, that's why you're not even seeing Broderick Martin out there. It's just everybody's playing well. They're doing their job. You have the number 1 rush defense in the NFL, and that has a lot to do with those guys, the big guys up front, man, just playing well. So so if one guy doesn't make the best play as the other, it's not because the guy just sucks, just everyone's playing good. Is he perfect? No. Hell, even Will Harris has stepped his game up. And y'all know me, I dog Will Harris, but is he the greatest? Absolutely not, but he's playing decent as a backup. So I'm not gonna cry over a backup play right now when he's getting fumble recoveries and an interception. It's like, okay, he got beat on this play, but he just did a turnover. So it's like, shit. Again, this mailbag segment is sponsored by PrizePicks.com. Put in the code CLNS to get $100 match. It's simple. Simple game. You go ahead and you put above the amount or below the amount of the PrizePicks projections, and you can win money. It's easy. It's 50-50. Instead of going to a casino where it's like you got a 1% chance, right, to make money, this is 50-50. It's like roulette. So go ahead and make some money there. I'd love to see Gilmore, you're right, 9 drinks. That is one player I'd like to see out there. But who are you going to remove at this point? You're not removing Cam Sutton. You're not going to remove Jerry Jacobs. You're not going to remove Brian Branch. Will Harris could be an option, right? But Will Harris has been getting turnovers the last 2 games. But I do think that Gilmore potentially could get some time. Chase Lucas, I'd like to see a little bit out there, some packages. You're correct there. But it's just right now the veterans that we got is doing pretty good. And so it's difficult to put somebody who played very well in the preseason, but are they going to play well in the regular season? You know these guys are right now doing pretty good. Let's see. Would you like to see a kicker added to this team 50+? Here's the deal. Would I like to? I don't know. Riley Patterson right now is really good from 45 down. Would I like to see him make the big kicks? Yes. But at the same time, the Lions go for it quite a bit. So up to this point, Riley Patterson has missed 1 field goal. And I know that's really good, right? You think the NFL kickers. And how we operate on 4th down, if it's a 50+ and it's 4th and 2, just go for it, right? Because if you miss it, you give them better field position. It's kind of pointless to punt. Now, I think it's more beneficial in the playoffs when you're facing better teams that you want every point. But it's also a risk reward. Say you get a guy that can kick 54 yards, but he misses the 40 yards. That sucks. You know Riley Patterson's damn good at 45 down. Like he's near perfect. So it's a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword there. Glad Monty is out on it. What? We want Montgomery out there. Montgomery's been great. He's been great. I don't want David Montgomery out. I want him healthy. That's it. Bring back the black unis, right? They could. That'll be next year. They'll be doing the next year's uniform change. Is Fields' career in Chicago over? If they have the first overall pick, it's over. They're going to go ahead and get Caleb Williams. And the odds of them getting the first pick is extremely high because they have 2 first-round picks, one being the Panthers, who suck. So I think they do. And I'm worried because if they get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., that's going to be something you got to deal with for a long time. Make no mistake about it. Those 2 are good. And that's if they have the pick 1 and 2, that's what the pick's going to be. They ain't trading out of it. And if they did, they're DAs. Mike, you like how last year they wanted Mac Jones? Hell no. Mac Jones sucks. All right, he's a young, bad, worse Jared Goff. Okay? Like, he's not good. I don't want no Mac Jones. We got Jared Goff. I'm fine with Jared Goff. I'll take Hendon Hooker over Mac Jones. I'll take Teddy Bridgewater over Mac Jones. Okay? Mac Jones, we don't need no Mac Jones over here. There's nothing special about his game. There's nothing special about Mac Jones. What's quarterbacks that I'd take over Mac Jones in the NFL? Zach Wilson, I think, is booty cheeks. I'd probably take Zach Wilson over Mac Jones. Who's another bad quarterback? I'd take Davis Mills over Mac Jones, and he's not even starting. He sucks. We need Branch against the Ravens, and you're right. And you're going to see Branch. Branch is going to be good to go for the Sunday's game, and that's a huge plus because this is not like the Panthers game where it's like, some of these guys can rest. Nah. You need them back for this game. You need them. L.A. Knight, yeah, let me talk to you. We need Brian Branch in this game. Hasn't had a 20-yard run this year. Yeah. And? Y'all think, you think because they haven't had a 20-yard run this year that he sucks? I bet the same people that said Aidan Hutchinson was a bust last year is the same people that's saying that Jahmyr Gibbs is a bust. The same people that told me when I was live during the game last week, Jameson Williams, he made that drop. I seen bust. The whole chat was bust. And then what, 2 plays later, the 50-yard touchdown. Folks, give players time, okay? Derek Barnes, it took 3 years to be a stud. Give these players, these young players, time, okay? We have to be patient. DeAndre Levy was not DeAndre Levy week 1. It takes some players time to be special. All these teams gave up on Khalif Raymond. He's a fundamental piece to the Detroit Lions offense. Gave up on Josh Reynolds, a fundamental piece to the Detroit Lions offense. Give players time in the National Football League. I'm not saying give teams time. Give players time. Everybody learns at a different speed. You don't get Sam Laportas every year. Tight ends just like players sometimes just is not great off day one. Give players some time. Holy cow, man. We got a first-time super by DeRookie. First-time super, thank you. And we got a $20 super from my guy, Scott B. Thank you, Scott B. Appreciate you. $20 super from my Scott G. I'm going to call him G. I think this week will be rough without Monty. I'd say for sure we win if he's in, but without Bulldozer, I think we're definitely more one-dimensional. It's going to be difficult even if he was in here, Scott B., because they're a good run defense. They're top 10 run defense in the NFL. I think you're going to have to, I think it's a similar game plan to what we did last week, where you're going to have to use a little bit more Jared Goff in there. They're not as a heavy blitzer as the Buccaneers, where they're blitzing like 75% of the time, and you can counter it with a screen pass. This is just a really solid team, so it's going to be quite difficult. And DeRookie says, wahoo, yippee. For sure, man. For sure. So we'll see how they use. We'll see how they use the run game. It's going to be quite difficult. Don't trash and allow the run. Oh, they're a terrible run. Folks, sometimes you're just going against good teams, right? And the good teams are good for a reason. They're a good run defense over there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're a good run defense here for the Baltimore Ravens. If we don't get a lot of yards rushing, oh, it's Jahmyr Gibbs not a bust. Oh, Craig Rounds this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. They're two really good run teams defensively, and then it's going to open up right after this. Micro Icon is 65 JMO bust that day. 65. Give players time, please. We cannot just give, oh, this guy's this guy's that, this guy's this guy's that. Give him some time, man. John Kaminsky over there was let go, right? And now he's an integral part to the Lions defense. Like, man, it's cray-cray how this stuff happens. Now, if a guy's been in the league 6 damn years and he's still doing it, okay, all right. I give players 3 years, okay? I give them 3 years. If you ain't know the game within 3 years with the same system and you still suck balls, okay. I give it to you, right? At some point. But after just not even a year, he hasn't even played that much. Injured the first half. He had 9 targets last year. And he's had, like 5 targets this year. So, and one of them was a big bomb for a touchdown. So, let's just chill out. Hope Jahmyr Gibbs takes one to the crib. He will take one to the crib. Best believe it's going to happen. The guy has elite speed, okay? He has elite speed. Man, this would be a boring-ass game, Charles Anderson. 6-10 win. That would be a Look, I'd be happy with a win and a win, but I got to tell you what, as a person who does live watch parties on here, I need my brains going for that one. That would be rough. That would be rough. By the way, I'm switching my drinks. I'm not doing $10 chats for a shot. I'm doing 20. Y'all getting me too damn drunk. I couldn't believe. I couldn't even. I was looking in the mirror. Oh my God. I have to. So I'm switching that up for Sunday. Just an FYI. Man, my ass can't take that no more. Which Lions players have you impressed you the most? Impressed me the most, Sam Laporta. Never thought in a million years that a rookie tight end to do what he's doing. What he's doing is unbelievable. It is unusual for a tight end, and he's been absolutely amazing. Jared Goff, absolutely what he's done. He's MVP caliber right now. He's in the conversation, MVP. Amazing. Freaking amazing. Brian Branch. God dang, amazing. Those guys really impressed me. Really, really. Josh Reynolds, unsung heroes, impressed me. This guy's come up big for the Lions this year. Really, really big. He's impressed me. A lot of players has impressed me. A lot. And it's good to see. It's really good to see. Tracy Walker's impressed me. For sure. Folks, we've been on for an hour. I didn't even realize this. We've been on for an hour already. Man, this was a great show. We had 400 in the building. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable today's show. You guys did awesome. I'm going to be live for the Lions and Ravens game, so Ravens fans, come back on Sunday. We'll be live at noon till the game is over. Come back, enjoy it. It's a watch party. We love to talk crap. It's a good time. Nothing personal. It's just fun banter back and forth. Lions fans love it. We have a great time. Chrome, thank you for coming in the building and everybody coming in the building. We'll have videos dropping tomorrow. LNU, all of that lovely stuff. So I appreciate it, guys. With that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or...
And Curtis, man, you had to super chat me right when I'm ending this mug. $9.99 super. Army is number one. Go Lions. F was. Hey, appreciate you, Curtis Schultz. Appreciate you, my guys. Appreciate you. You're up put on the giveaway on Sunday. Let's continue ending this.
Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. Just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.